BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Livingston. Livingston against Ross County in the Scottish Premiership. Are Livingston preparing to take their final bow as relegation awaits, or will they be able to fight for one more week? Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Paul Mitchell. Alongside me is Michael Stewart. Brian McLaughlin is pitchside. Full live commentary on this one from Livingston. Both teams are out on the field of play. The handshake's going on at the moment. We're now with the match officials as Livingston move over the halfway line. Willie Collum is in charge of this one. Ross County, unsurprisingly, unchanged on the side to beat Rangers just a couple of weeks ago. Ross Laidlaw in goal. It'll be Conor Randall, Jack Baldwin, Ryan Leake and George Harman. Niki Afeti, Victor Loturi and Eli Kegg sit in the midfield with Jan Dand and Josh Sims trying to get forward to support Simon Murray. For Livingston, well, Teddy Yingi is suspended. Bruce Anderson comes back for him. Bruce Anderson, who came off the bench to score a couple of times against Ross County last time out in Dingwall. They have Shamal George in goal. The back four of Michael Nottingham, Mikey Devlin, Neil Oberlai and Sean Kelly. Jamie Brandon is sitting in the midfield quartet. Scott Pittman, Jason Holt, Stephen Kelly and Daniel Buckeye. And Bruce Anderson, as I mentioned, the only change is the player up front. Both teams in their home colours. Livingston will come from right to left as we watch from the back of the main stand. We're just midway inside the Livingston half and we're underway on a vital 90 minutes for Livingston in terms of their Premiership survival. Forward it goes. Kelly goes chasing after it. Baldwin gets the header, knocked out of play on that far side. Jason Holt goes across, gets ready to take. In fact, he'll throw the ball back onto Michael Nottingham. Nottingham looks ahead. Holt makes himself available. Doesn't have too many home jerseys close by to him. Drops the ball back down onto Nottingham. Sims has a little nibble and he'll gather on that far side. Tries to work the ball inside onto Loturi. Didn't manage to do so. Kelly lays it back. Here's the opportunity for Daniel Buckeye to push. Ball is out of play. Throw it to the home side. Thrown back towards Nottingham. Nottingham. There's a lovely little ball forward. Into the box it goes. They're trying to scarp it across there, Livingston, but it's taken up by Afeti. Afeti gathers. He's given the ball away. Anderson gathers. Breaks back onto Kelly. Kelly tries the shot. It's blocked. Michael Stewart is alongside me. Nice pace to the opening for Livingston.
Yeah, they've started brightly, haven't they? It's been able to force Ross County back and then catch them a little bit unawares there as well. Afeti very slow to react once the ball broken to him on the edge of the box, and credit to Livingston, they were able to get the ball back off him again.
Brandon plays a hopeful ball forward to Kelly. Kelly tries to play it into the box. First time, that's a decent cross by the penalty spot. Headed away, knocked back across by Holt. And Nottingham tries the shot. And it lands nearer Nottingham than the goal, shall we say. Just well wide. But again, good opening from the home team.
Yeah, not a particularly great strike there from Nottingham. Yep.
You can see what he wanted to do. It just body position wasn't great, was it?
Dropping on the edge of the box and trying to get the strike away on the half volley. He just cut right across it. Ends up in the stand behind the goal.
25th start, still looking for his first goal. Oberlai wins the ball as it comes over. Ross County all in navy. It's the amber of Livingston. As the ball gets played back and the opportunity to push forward. Nottingham on to Mackay, who started out on the right hand side. Mackay chasing back on Harman, forcing up to the edge of the box. Mackay still there, pings it off Harman. Nottingham comes in, wins the header, plays the ball back to Mackay, tries to get it on the inside onto Harman. The action just outside the penalty box on the right hand side. Mackay turns, hits it off Harman. First corner of the game. And Douglas Ross, the assistant referee on that far side, points to the corner. And Livingston will get the opportunity to swing it in. It's the two Kellys, non-related, who are going out. Sean Kelly and Stephen Kelly on the Jan Danda going out, although Victor Loturi is now spotted. There's an extra body out there, so he'll wander over. And it is going to be Sean Kelly, who's 24 on the left full-back, prepares to play it in. He says Jan Danda's too close. Plays it in to the other Kelly. He gets it in. Good header away. Simon Murray breaks towards the edge of the area. Knocked out by Jamie Brandon. Good breaking play from Ross County. How do you think Livingston are going to play this today, Michael? Are they going to throw caution to the wind, or are we going to see a more disciplined performance?
Well, I think you can see so far they've been pretty aggressive in their start. which would suggest that they're not going to be cautious. It's going to go after the game and try to make sure that they can get 3 points here.
Ross County and Livingston live on BBC Radio Scotland, 0-0. Ball's out of play on that far side. Eventually it is thrown in towards Simon Murray. Headed out of play by Mackay. Mackay knocks that out of play. So Mackay's opened up on the right, Titman's opened up on the left. As the ball gets played forward down the side, Josh Sims plays it aside. Fetty takes the touch by the 6-yard box, tries to drag it back, hits it off Devlin, pushed in by Sims. Real danger there. Ross County causing problems. It's the yellow-shirted Shamal George who plays the ball forward nicely up onto Anderson. Anderson holds up, Pittman gathers, opens it up onto that far side, onto Mackay. Anderson got taken out by Baldwin off the ball. Opportunity to push it forward. Kelly plays it out wide. There's the ball into the box, hit into the side net. Now what did Willie Collum see? He's calling over Jack Baldwin. He's had his problems with red cards this season, and referee Willie Collum in the pale blue. And the turquoise just has a word with Ross County number 5 and allows play to continue. Tom Cowie and his side, they went on the travels, a little bit of time in Spain after the Rangers game, and they've come back refreshed and ready for these final 5 games on the season. Ryan Leake plays it forward, long over the halfway line, drops down onto Devlin. Devlin returns it high down that far side. Again, Leake with a header, breaks down towards Harmon. Harmon closed down illegally on that occasion by Jason Holt. It's a free kick. It's expectation, I guess, Michael, on Ross County to follow up that great win against Rangers and not make any mistakes here today.
Yeah, I mean, look, the performance against Rangers was top drawer, and they thoroughly deserved to pick up the 3 points. So you're right that there is a level of expectation. There's, I would imagine, a great deal of confidence as well in the team. They need to then go out and perform here today, which is easier said than done, because you can see right from the get-go here that Livingston are right after them. And look, we've talked about it enough. It's not an easy place to come and play football. The surface is not conducive at times to playing great football, and you're up against an opponent who's got something really to fight for as well.
Livingston snapping away here as Luturi has the ball. Afetia has it out wide, just in front of the Livy technical area. Pulls it back to Connor Randall. Randall back to Baldwin, the skipper hits off Luturi. It's going to be won by Brandon. Brandon plays it forward, nice touch back by Kelly. Kelly onto Pittman, back onto Kelly. Stephen Kelly, it's opening up for him. If he drives through the middle, he's going to take a little detour out wide. Nottingham up at the edge of the area, hits it against Josh Sims, and it comes back. Oh, he beats Sims beautifully, goes on the outside. Can he get the cross in? Took too long. Sims closed him down. It's another corner, but looked like he had the space to accelerate and just seemed to dwell on it.
Took an eternity to get the ball into the box there. I mean, they've ended up getting the corner kick, so it's a second opportunity to put the ball in the box. But I mean, he dropped the shoulder. He was well past Sims, and he could have kept going into the box, but stood still and just waited until the Ross County player was coming back to make the block. He really should have been getting that ball into the box.
Promising start for the home side. Nearly 7 minutes gone, 0-0. Livingston, Ross County live. BBC Radio Scotland. Kelly with the corner. The header is up and wide. Devlin came up. Well, Mikey Devlin yet to score for Livingston. This appearance number 31, but he was up well in the box, but flashed the header wide.
There was a split second there when Devlin had made the initial contact. You're thinking, is it going to drop in at the back post? He attacked it really well, but fortunately for Ross County, it went behind safely for the bye kick.
Alan Preston saw no goals last weekend in his game, but there's one already, Alan.
And I've probably seen a goal this weekend. Paul, what a goal. Boyle goes down at the edge of the box. It's a free kick 25 yards out, and there's Emiliano going over the wall into the top corner, giving Meathoff absolutely no chance. And Johnson 0, Hibs 1.
Thanks, Alan. So St Johnstone 31 points, Hibs on 39 coming into today. Ross County on 30 points from 33. As there was a challenge on that far side as Anderson just went a little bit heavy on Connor Randall. Just earns a word from the referee. So Emiliano Marcondes over in the scoring this afternoon. St Johnstone 0, Hibs 1. Aberdeen against Motherwell. We'll hear from Willie Miller at some point. Killie against Hearts, also available on BBC Radio Scotland on medium wave and on BBC Sounds and online as well. So Ross Laidlaw comes from his goal. missed 14 games while George Wickens was between the sticks. Ross County never kept a clean sheet with Wickens there. They do leak goals, that is often a problem. Long ball forward, dealt with by Livingston and knocked out of play. Obalai just hobbled for a moment. The ball is stuck in a net and Danda clips it out and goes back to gather. Jan Danda will be at Hearts next season. Drops the ball down for Jack Waldman. He's got the opportunity to get the long throw. Danda available at the edge of the box. Ryan Leake is up, being well marshalled by Obalai and Kelly. Baldwin with the long throw. George comes for it, doesn't get it, it's headed away by Devlin. George runs into Ryan Leake, gives him a helping hand as the ball runs outside the box. Brandon puts all his effort into getting over the halfway line. Randall returns it, breaks down to Baldwin inside his opponent's half, gets away from Kelly, almost released Murray, but Obalai had seen it. Now he lifts it up towards Anderson, but it's too long, and Randall rallied his goalkeeper to come and get it. Took a little while, Ross Laidlaw, to come out and slide there, Michael. Almost a miscommunication.
Yes, I just wondered when it initially bounced up whether Randall would have been able to get a head or a knee just to give it a little bit of extra pace to get back to the goalkeeper, but he was just wanting to leave it and let the goalkeeper come for it, and in the end it worked out. But you're right, there was a second or so there where it was a wee bit of a panic.
Nottingham now drives the ball forward. Baldwin shields away Pittman, and that allows Randall to send the ball back over the halfway line, taken down by Stephen Kelly. Kelly plays it to Scott Pittman. Devlin miscontrolled it. It comes through to the goalkeeper, and he'll gather it because it certainly wasn't a pass back. Simon Murray having a word. Even Leo Messi wouldn't have said that was a pass back. The ball is played back. We're having some issues between Rugby Park and our studio in Glasgow, so if you're looking for Kilmarnock against Hearts, we will return you to there as soon as we can. You're with myself, Paul Mitchell, Michael Stewart here. Livingston against Ross County. So far 0-0 here. The only goal is Scotland's top flight coming from Emiliano Marcondes. St Johnstone 0, Hibs 1 the scoreline there. Ball out of play on that far side. Livingston basically need to win to keep themselves in contention of staying up. Even Martindale saying it's not impossible to win all 5 games, but when you've only won 3 to date, kind of tells you how difficult it's going to be. Here's Victor Loturi for Ross County, sends it forward. The 224s are there. Kelly beats it. Now it's forward. Sims can't get on the end of it. It was good work from Jason Holt. Now it's launched long, looking for Anderson. Leake will get the head. Oh, it's not back far enough. Anderson will chip him, and Livingston will lead against Ross County for the first time this season. Livingston take the lead. That's a rare occasion in itself, but the mistake by Leake and the goalkeeper Ross Laidlaw, there was no mistake from Bruce Anderson. Lifted it beautifully over the goalkeeper, took a bounce, landed in the net. Livingston 1, Ross County 0.
Well, it's a great finish from Bruce Anderson, and it's no real surprise. I think he's a really good finisher, I've got to say, but also he's a wee pest. He never stops running about, and he put the Ross County backline under some pressure. It wasn't a particularly great ball, it was just over the top, helped on, and a terrible defending from Ryan Leake. It really was. I mean, first of all, it's the surface again. It kills any pace. It bounces just almost directly up in the air rather than with a little bit of momentum, but still he should have been doing a lot better than that. I think he could have got more on it to get it back to the goalkeeper. That a real big mistake, but credit to Bruce Anderson, onto it in a flash. Great composure, and he lifts it over Ross Laidlaw into the back of the net for 1-0 to Livingston here.
Great goal here. We have got contact again with Rugby Park, so we can hand you back for our listeners on medium wave to Rory Roy and Liam McLeod here on BBC Radio Scotland 92 to 95 FM, BBC Sounds and online. It is a basement battle, and at the moment it's the team, the real cellar dweller, who lead by 1-0. Let's say they hadn't taken the lead against Ross County all season, and they've done so after 12 minutes. And the ball's been given away again. Here's the opportunity. Pittman driving forward, tries to work 1-2 with Anderson, couldn't do so. Was blocked off by Ryan Leake that time. Here's Jan Danda. Effetti will gather just inside his own half. Will gather 3 players round him. Turns, sends the ball down the line. David Martindale was chasing after it, but hasn't actually gone out of play. So David Martindale will return back to his technical area. Obalai will gather. Devlin on the inside of him. picks up. Nobody closing him down, so he's taking his time.
I think that last passage of play shows you exactly that Livingston have got a bit between their teeth here today. Fetty is turning back towards his own goal. There's 3 Livingston players charging at him, closing him down. Their tails are up here. And, you know, David Martindale spoke a lot before the game about he's got the fight still in him. I've got to say that, and I mentioned this before the game, I'm not totally convinced, but there has been sporadic showings of it throughout the season, and one of them was up at Victoria Park in Dingwall when these two sides met not that long ago.
Here's the opportunity. Kelly into Mackay. Mackay into the middle. There was the chance there for Pittman inside the 6-yard box. Got closed down, and Ross Laidlaw managed to get the ball ahead of him. It's another great move down that right-hand side. Livingston are flying.
Yeah, they're bright. They really are. It's a bit, you know, I mean, look, for me, it's going to be incredibly difficult. You just mentioned there before the, you know, they won 3 games this season. How on earth are they going to go and win 5? It's not going to happen, but certainly if they pick up a result here today, then it gives them that little bit of confidence, even just to finish the season brightly.
Opportunity for Ross County to get the ball forward, but Devlin runs the ball out of play. O'Reilly went down. He certainly, I thought he was limping earlier on. He's down at the moment. That game you mentioned where, you know, Anderson came back with the 2 goals, and of course Josh Sims hit them with a sucker punch.
It was on the back of the cup game where obviously they were 2 down against Partick Thistle, and they came back to win. And you could sense that there was a little bit of a revival. They followed it up with a victory against St Mirren in the league. And in that game up at Dingwall, in the studio watching it coming in, you could really sense that it was the first time for me this season that it looked like a Livingston of old. And even David Martindale, he was talking about how desperate he was for the game to start. He was really looking forward to it. And you got the sense that for Ross County it was really important that they almost extinguished that wee flame that was burning, and they did. They managed to. The game swung one way then the other, and obviously they ended up with being able to get the 3 points, Ross County. And it's probably just been the final nail in the coffin for Livingston, because they've not really been able to kick on at all. But those 2 games that they won, the Cup and then St Mirren, was a little bit of a revival, but it got extinguished fairly quickly, and it's probably too late now, but certainly they've started this game brightly here today.
They lead by 1-0. Obalai is off the field but expected to return in a moment or two. It's a goal kick. Shamal George gets ready to take it. 10 clean sheets in 34 games this season. 70th appearance between the sticks for Livy. And he sends the ball long down that right-hand side over the halfway line. Harman heads it off his opponent, goes out of play. Daniel Mackay thought it should have got a goal. Let's get the latest. Chick Young's at Arbroath.
Sun-kissed Arbroath. There's a phrase you don't use every day, Paul, but it's the sun is shining in Queen's Park. They've just gone ahead. Don Thomas, fabulous goal from inside the 18-yard box on the volley. The goalkeeper, Max Boritz, had no chance with it. Drives into the corner. Remember, Queen's Park need to win this to keep their chances alive of avoiding the play-off, but they're 1-0 ahead at the moment.
Thanks, Chick. That is a big goal. It's Dunfermline and Inverness Caledonia Thistle 0-0. Morton Wraith, Partick Thistle, Ayr United all 0-0 at the moment. Livingston here leading by 1-0. St Johnstone 0, Hibs 1. No goals, Aberdeen, Motherwell and Kilmarnock against Hearts. Ball out of play, just on the halfway line. Michael Nottingham just saunters his way. You can always tell which team's leading when the ball's out of play. They just absolutely know how to let somebody else play ball boy. On that occasion, the Stewart doing so. Throw it by Nottingham. Intercepted and away by Baldwin over the halfway line. Obalai gets the head on it, sends it down. Sims battling for it, gets ahead of Mackay. Harman comes in to help. Nottingham scoops the ball forward. Baldwin, you can see him pulling the body back, gets the header up to the halfway line. It's returned back towards him. It's another strong header back towards the halfway line. Devlin returns it. Not particularly pretty football, but we're getting the ball moving. Murray watches as King brings the ball down onto Fetty. Fetty sends it out wide. Here's Danda getting the chance to run onto the ball, but he takes it out of play under real pressure there from Jamie Brandon. He was sticking to Jan Danda at the moment, gives a little pat on the back, and it's going to be a throw into Livingston. And Michael again, just Ross County struggling to get into the game.
Yeah, they are. They've not really been given any opportunity to, because Livingston are right on top of them whenever they're looking to string a few passes together. They're going to need, sorry, I was just going to say, they're going to need 1 or 2 players just to take a bit of responsibility, perhaps carry the ball beat somebody 1v1, just open up a little bit of space, because at the moment certainly Livingston are right up and at them. They just need somebody that's going to be able to break the lines, maybe with in possession and driving forward.
Eli King onto Simon Murray, back onto Eli King. King scoops it on. Jan Danda's at the edge of the box. Great tracking back. Daniel Mackay scoops the ball away from Devlin, completes the clearance. And now Luturi gets the opportunity to play the ball on to Danda. Down by the halfway line. Eli King picks up. King gathers. The Welsh under-21 internationalist plays her on to Connor Randall. Randall round the corner to Fetty. Fetty just lays the ball back onto Randall. Livingston leading by 1-0. Baldwin onto Danda. Tried to get it out to Murray, but Murray couldn't get there. He's got a great goal-scoring record against Livingston. He's watching there as Randall gives away the free kick. Simon Murray, 4 goals against Livingston. Actually, the only person recent times better than this fixture has been Bruce Anderson, who netted his 7th for Livingston against Ross County. Just after 12 minutes, that's the difference, 1-0. Obalai with the free kick. Still looks a little bit uncomfortable. He'll want to stay on if he can. And he stands over the ball. Right footed, gets it on to Kelly. Kelly down the side. Not a particularly great ball away by Sean Kelly. And it might fall for Stephen Kelly. And in the end, it's just knocked forward by Baldwin. Devlin does well, gets ahead of Murray, pushes the ball inside his opponent's half. Mackay spins, gets away from Harmonies right on the halfway line. Lays it back to Nottingham to play it quickly. He was under pressure. That allows King to gather the ball. King to Harmon, back onto King. King advancing. Couldn't get the ball to Sims, so he'll drop it inside onto Victor Luturi, a Canadian international player. Here's Baldwin. Baldwin gathers, centre circle, under pressure from Stephen Kelly. And it's laid on to King. King onto Luturi over the halfway line. Lots of passes, lots of possession. Well, they're not making a lot of inroads into Livingston at the moment, Ross County. Ball back by the halfway line. King scoops it up high. Nottingham wins the header, sends it down the side. Harmon tumbling, wins the header. Murray tried to lay it back to Luturi. It was won by Brandon. Breaks down onto Kelly. Kelly takes a touch, lays it back again. Here's the opportunity to get things moving from Jason Holt. Holt plays it out onto Kelly. Kelly brings the ball down onto Obalai. Obalai takes a touch on the edge of the penalty box to get away from Simon Murray, then launches it long off for Bruce Anderson. It beats Baldwin, but it doesn't beat Leake, and he'll play the ball all the way back to the goalkeeper, Ross Laidlaw. Ross Laidlaw now drives it over the halfway line. Kelly wins it. Connor Randall brings it down, but Jamie Brandon will now gather. Interesting, Ross County have now conceded in the last 20 matches. They had 3 clean sheets back-to-back. Killie, St Mirren and Motherwell. But they cannot stop the ball from finding the back of the net at the moment. Ball out of play. As again, Livingston just doing enough. Looking actually quite comfortable at the moment.
Yeah, they are. They are. It's been a very bright start. Obviously, they've got their noses in front as well, which helps. And it's continued the momentum that they've gathered in this opening stages of this game. And certainly Ross County, they've put together a few passes, a few movements that have been better, but still not been able to get into the final third with any real comfort, and they'll have to do better.
Luturi plays the ball back to his goalkeeper, Ross Laidlaw. Remember, last time out, Livingston led 2-0 against Hearts and couldn't see it out. Hearts winning by 4-2 in the end. They have the lead here. And the opportunity to push things forward. All Livingston's 3 wins this season have come after they scored the opening goal. They have lost more than they've won, scoring the opener as well, though. That will concern them as Obalai plays the ball forward, looking for Anderson, trying to bring the ball down, but Luturi stepped in front of him, played the ball to Randall. Back onto Baldwin, links it on to Jan Danda, coming down the right-hand side. Forward it goes. Ifeti is onside. Ifeti, 1 or 2 were calling for offside, but he got it into the box onto Sims, and then the flag goes up. Took a while. He did look offside, but you let the passage of play out. That's the instructions these days. Callum Spence, the assistant down below. Douglas Ross. He's had an interesting week on the far side as well. Callum Scott, our 4th official. Here's the chance now for Shamal George to play the ball forward. George stands, strolls, plays it on to Obalai. Obalai steps on the ball, nobody closing him down. So now drive the ball forward. Down that left-hand side it goes. Chance to bring the ball back. Holding on. Kelly and Kelly. Here's Kelly. Gets it back to Kelly. Runs out of play, and it is going to be a corner kick. And again, Ross County unable to close down. Good work from the two Kellys on that occasion, Stephen and Sean. And the opportunity to get this ball in. Two players standing over it. Kelly would be the left-footed option. Plays it in, closed down very quickly by Loturi. And Danda gathers as the ball comes out the air. Danda up to the halfway line, lays it forward for Sims. Sims tries to get past Brandon, pulls him clearly. He was just a little bit frustrated there, Michael. He thought he was going to be able to run him, and Brandon just stuck with him all the way.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get to control of the ball, but the pressure from Brandon just put him off, and he didn't. It rolled through him, and then at that point Brandon was in the right position to be able to get his body in the way, and Sims was desperate to try to foul him to get round him. Just another example of the hard work and the effort that Livingston are putting in. Balls down the line and you're thinking good opportunity for Sims, but Jamie Brandon was right on top of him.
Another long ball forward, another free kick, just a bit of pushing going on. No goals at Pittodrie Rugby Park. Other goals here. Livingston lead by 1-0 against Ross County. St Johnstone 0, Hibs 1. Arcondes with the goal there in the championship so far. The only goal we have are both against Queen's Park. We heard from Chick Dom Thomas after 17 minutes for Queen's Park. Ball headed up towards the halfway line. Sports Sound on a Saturday afternoon. No better place to be. Bit of pushing going on. And where they call it, gives the free kick away of Livingston. Bruce Anderson went down. Gets himself back up onto his feet. And Ross County, just one or two players looking around. Always interesting, Michael. You look around, see where the noise is coming from to see which players are, taking charge vocally. They look fairly quiet at the moment, Ross County.
Modern day football. There's not too many of them that talk.
It's strange, isn't it? Well, Jack Baldwin wears the captain's armband. He is starting to make a little bit of noise now as Obalai takes the free kick, plays it out wide on to Kelly. Ross County bench don't look overly happy at the moment as Brandon gets away from Loturi, tried to play it down the side. They're going to come back for the free kick. There's no doubt that Loturi's challenge on Brandon affected the pass. The referee just left it a beat to see if something would develop. Nothing did, and it is going to be the opportunity for Livingston, who lead by 1-0, to try and get this game moving. Both teams have scored in all the meetings this season, but it's Livingston with the advantage. And in one of these wonderful little stats, last 0-0 between these two clubs, October 2006 at Livingston. It's a fixture that has lent itself to goals. Certainly not been shorter than this season. 1-1, 2-2 and 3-2. Kelly leaves it for Kelly. Stephen Kelly plays it out. It's a great angle ball over the eye. He was up, good header away. It's gone behind. It just brushed off the shoulder, and it is going to be a goal kick on that occasion. But one thing Livingston are blessed with is players who have really got good dead ball skills to get the ball in and cause problems.
Yeah, that was a good ball there from Kelly. Looked as if for a second that Obalai was going to be able to get on the end of it and perhaps steer it towards goal, but just enough of a challenge for the Ross County defender to be able to put him off.
He's in a down season for goal scoring. Obalai just won this season. That came in the League Cup as Murray plays the ball forward, gets it into box. Josh Sims facing up on the edge of the box. Here's Loturi. Loturi returns it to Eli King. King with the blue boots sparkles his way forward onto Randall. Randall lays the ball back onto Danda. The hard work of these Livingston players getting out, closing down, making life difficult. And again, the ball was played forward. Obalai headed it away. Stephen Kelly didn't want to let it run out of play. Chased after it, played it forward. And the referee will give the throw as it was knocked back again by Jack Baldwin. And David Martindale just having a little word together. Nice, it has to be said. Smiles on the faces of both, and that's nice to see without any doubt. So Sean Kelly comes across, 30-year-old, gets ready to take the throw. 4 goals this season, although penalties were his speciality. The former Sunderland man throws the ball in up towards the halfway line, headed by Conor Randall, knocked back again by Stephen Kelly. Comes down to Laturi. Laturi flicks the ball forward out towards Muddy. Muddy trying to get the better of Devlin outside the area. Lays it back onto Jan Danda. Danda outside the box on this right hand side. He's going backwards at the moment. Lays it back onto King. King looks ahead, plays it to Danda. Danda tries to open things up, but he'll play it back into the centre circle onto Ryan Leake. Leake will gather and pushes away. And again, they've gone from being right at the edge of the box all the way back to the halfway line. Here's King trying to find some space once more. The Welshman plays it through. Fetty's taking a lovely touch. Oh, he does obviously have a left foot. He's dragging it across. He now tries to shoot with the left. It came off Devlin. The ball got headed away. Nottingham flying in up against Murray. I actually thought it was Nottingham's problem, but it was not to be. There's been another goal at Arbroath. Arbroath against Queen's Park. Who's it for, Chick?
It's for Queen's Park, Paul, and as we stand, Queen's Park have taken themselves out of the playoff position. Killian Sheridan with a fine finish. Remember, Dom Thomas put them ahead. Sheridan, after 27 minutes, put Queens in a commanding position there, all over Arbroath, if the truth be told. The Arbroath look a weary side. Remember, already relegated they are, and Queen's Park are navigating on the shores of the North Sea towards salvation. 2-0 to the visitors.
Thanks, Chick. Still no goals. Dunfermline against Inverness Cali Thistle. Morton Wraith Rovers, Partick Thistle against Ayr United. It's all about who's going to be in that final place for the playoff. In the top flight, Aberdeen and Motherwell 0-0. Killie Hearts 0-0. St Johnstone 0, Hibs 1, and here it's Livingston 1, Ross County 0. Bruce Anderson with his 7th of his career for Livingston against Ross County. Murray and Devlin having a shoving match, and then it continues. I'm watching the ball going forward as their verbals continue inside their own half. It's Sean Kelly who gets the header away, and it's pushed to the side by Baldwin. It's looked high in there. Obalai wins it. Sims looked really clumsy as he came across. The free kick is given. Obalai got the ball away. Willie Collum, nice and calm, says free kick, nothing more.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Good to see he's not going into his pocket to pull out the yellow card either. It's a free kick, absolutely. Obalai wins the header. Josh Sims was just following the ball and was trying to make contact, and Obalai came in to win it with his head. Well done from the Livy defender. Free kick and no yellow card. Good decision from Willie Collum.
Livy look the hungrier so far. 30 minutes gone. Obalai plays it on the angle up to the edge of the area, headed away by Ryan Leake. Holt is across there quickly. Well, the Ross County fans on the far side are yelling. Douglas Ross has just lost the motion of confidence from Willie Collum, because Willie Collum's overturned his decision to give the throw on the far side. He gave it to Livingston. It's now gone to Ross County, and the Ross County fans having a little bit of fun over there as well. It's going to be a throw-in, and that will come for Ross County. County ready with the throw. It's a powerful one by Baldwin. Turned back inside. Here's the opportunity for Pittman. Pittman tried to clip it forward, and it goes out of play. And once more, Ross County just look a little bit bogged down at the moment, Michael. They need somebody to make something happen for them.
Absolutely, it's just a little bit flat. You're right. They just need somebody to be able to take the game by the scruff of the neck for them and make it something happen. Bit of quality, a strong tackle, shot, something just to ignite them, because at the moment it's just not happening so far.
Here comes Sims. Sims gathers 30 yards from goal, goes down, wanted a free kick, doesn't get it, and it'll come out onto Pittman. Pittman works the 1-2 with Brandon, turns it back onto Kelly. Kelly will play it back onto Kelly. That's Stephen to Sean, back inside to Obalai, just outside his own box. Gathers it back again. Stephen Kelly from Sean Kelly and Obalai, and Pittman will get the ball across to Devlin. Good confident football from Livingston. I don't think they want anybody to remind them they're bottom of the league. They're playing some good stuff at the moment. Here's Nottingham. Plays the ball up into the area. Kelly is there. Kelly lays it back onto Jason Holt. Jason Holt back onto Stephen Kelly. He'll play it out wide. Daniel Mackay is out there. George Harmon has come to close him down. Harmon starting back-to-back games for the first time since February. Lovely little interchange of play down that far side. Livingston gather. Can they get the ball in? Stephen Kelly drops it short. Around the corner it goes on to Mackay. Mackay gets in the middle. Anderson brings it down on his chest. He fell. Now, he's looking for something, but he simply fell. Effetti might have been close to him, but there was no contact. Certainly not from this particular angle. Anderson went down. I thought he'd slip, but he did shout for something. And Willie Collum is given. It is just the corner kick. Be amazed if anything comes of this.
Well, I thought there was a challenge, and I did think there was a bit of contact, but I thought it was Effetti had got the ball. Bruce Anderson went down. I thought Willie Collum made the right decision here, but I'll tell you what, it was an absolutely brilliant move from Livingston. From the left back area where they were under serious pressure, getting out over the other side, down over on the far right wing, and then into the box and potentially looking for a penalty kick there. A very, very good move from Livy.
So no intervention required by VAR. Corner to be taken, into the middle it goes. And Murray was hauled down. That will be a free kick, just 7 yards from goal. It remains Livingston 1, Ross County 0. Bruce Anderson with the goal, and Livingston certainly deserving of that lead so far. Just to come back to, it was Effetti, wasn't it, who had the shot? We didn't get a chance to talk about that. When I said he was desperately trying to avoid using his left foot, I mean, he eventually was forced into it.
But you're right, he did. He had loads of space on his left foot there, Paul. And you're thinking to yourself, have the strike. And then in the end, when he did have the shot, it was a bit tame as well.
Obalai gets the little header back. It's too short. Sims gets the flick, and George has to race from his goal to block him 8 yards from goal. Excellent goalkeeping by Shamal George. Josh Sims almost pouncing on the error, but George comes out and wins the ball.
Well, we're talking about something needed to happen for Ross County to ignite their performance. Hadn't factored in potentially Livy making a mistake, and that was what almost happened there.
Livingston get it through Brandon, move the ball away on that far side. St Johnstone 0, Hibs 1. No goals at Rugby Park. On at Pittodrie. Here Bruce Anderson's goal after 12 minutes. The error by Ryan Leake, and he just lifted the ball up over Ross Laidlaw. Obalai allowed to come up past the halfway line. Anderson pings the ball out wide. Here's Jason Holt, put the edge of the area, thought about pulling the trigger. We'll play it out to Mackay. Mackay spirals the ball across, and Stephen Kelly can't get there. Again, just opened up a little bit there for Jason Holt. Not scored this season, just the one goal last term. Not a noted goal scorer. Prefers to be the provider, and on that occasion the attack rather petered out. Livingston looking for their first win since 1-0 against St Mirren in February. 2 points in 7 games since. It's the Ross County side, 6 points in the last 4. They won 2 impressively, Hearts and Rangers, and lost 2, Killie against Aberdeen. Ball gets played forward. The man in red is Ross Laidlaw. Over the halfway line it goes. Stephen Kelly plays it out wide. Clever play by Scott Pittman. Played that off Jan Danda, and the throw-in's been given the wrong way. Well, it's Callum Spence who's... I just don't think he's seen that properly. And the fourth official, Willie Collum, really should overturn that one. David Martindale's coming down the line. Now we're at an angle, the assistant's right down at the bottom. That was a living throw for me. The ball gets played forward. A smile from Michael Stewart. There's been another goal in Arbroath. It's raining goals there, Chick Young.
Well, I have to say it's Queen's Park who are thundering towards salvation. They're now 3-0 ahead against Weary Arbroath at Gayfield. It's another fine goal. Break down the left side. Good work by Killian Sheridan. Set it up for Sean Welsh, and he drove it into the net beyond Max Boric. It's certainly all 3 points heading back to Hampden, and the scoreline at the moment, Stan, we're only still got 10 minutes in the first half to go. It is Arbroath 0, Queen's Park 3.
Thanks, Chick. Free kick here. Yandanda was taken down. Well, that means at the bottom of the championship, Queen's Park currently on 40 points. Inverness County Thistle currently drawing with Dunfermline on 39. Arbroath are long gone on 23. You're listening on BBC Radio Scotland as all the action unfolds. Free kick coming for Ross County. Martindale looks to the heavens, shakes his head. His team are ahead. 8 minutes to half time. Brian Rice now coming out as well. The pointing going on. They're holding the line outside the box. Josh Sims, Bruce Anderson might have to go back and pick him up. Yandanda indicates what the signal will be. Gets the ball into the middle, head flick breaks back. Conor Randall is in there. Randall brings the ball down, jabs it across. Ryan Leake almost pulling it. Obilise tries to get the ball away. The two headers, third header by Kelly up to the edge of the area, breaks down to Conor Randall. Randall inside the D, pulls the ball back onto Jan Danda, closed down quickly, really quickly by Kelly. Danda into the middle, Obilise gets it away. Fetty though was trying for the ball, takes Obilise. I think he's down for the third time of the afternoon. Livingston repel Ross County, at least from their perspective, Michael, looking a little bit sharper.
Yeah, there was a couple of good balls into the box there. Looked as if they were a little bit more threatening, but credit to Livingston, they've been able to clear their box and avert any danger that was potentially going to arise.
So Shamal George will get ready to deliver forward. And George just stands, the man from Birkenhead, all in luminous yellow, steps forward, right-footed, gets the ball down that left-hand side. Livingston leading by 1-0, comes off the head of Sean Kelly. It's going to be a throw-in. Don Cowie just having a little chat with the backroom staff. He's not too happy with what he's seeing so far. And it's his skipper Jack Baldwin who has the ball in hand and gets ready to throw it towards the halfway line. County trying to find an equaliser. Forward it goes. Obilise comes up, wins the header, knocks it out of the play into this main stand here in Livingston. And the ball eventually will come back. It's thrown onto David Martindale. And Baldwin comes forward. Jack Baldwin just having a chat with the fourth official, or Callum Scott just saying, going to move back that little bit. Baldwin runs up, big smile on his face as he realised he'd gone way past the point where the ball should be thrown in. Eventually does throw it in. Harmon jabs it forward. Simon Murray chases the ball down towards the corner flag. The ball is going to beat him. It's out of play. It's going to be a throw-in. And Simon Murray, far from impressed with George Harmon on that occasion. The 23-year-old from Walsall getting a verbal volley from the red-headed striker. It's going to be a throw-in right by the corner flag on the near side as we watch on the main stand at Livingston. Nicky Afedi gets the ball across. Sims battling for it, breaks off Nottingham, comes down to Simon Murray. Murray, lovely little drag back, trying to push it out wide. The ball is blocked, it then comes back, and I think there was a free kick. Sims and Murray just catching on that occasion. Jason Holt, the clearance was pinged off a shoulder, but Shamal George was never in trouble. And Michael Nottingham has said something, and Michael Devlin is now coming in saying, trying to intercede on his behalf. Willie Collum just having a little word with him. A lot of fuss about actually very little there, to be fair. Michael Stewart alongside me shakes his head.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, to be fair, I think Willie Collins actually handled the game pretty well so far, but on that occasion, it's one of those moments where you just feel it's overly officious for no real reason. There's a free kick to Livy, and he ends up having a talk to one of the Livy players. It's just like, put the ball down, get on with the game, forget about it.
We welcome listeners to BBC Radio Scotland Medium Wave. I know you're looking for coverage of Kilmarnock against Hearts. We'll get you back to that as soon as we can. Meanwhile, here in Livingston, we've had a goal. Livingston lead by 1-0. I'm Paul Mitchell, Michael Stewart alongside me, and Livingston on the attack. Anderson tries to get the ball in the middle. He's mishit it. That might fall for Mackay. Mackay gets the shot away, 14 yards in the angle from the right-hand side. Dragged it rather across his body. He wasn't in a great position to get the shot away. Credit for him for doing so, and Laidlaw with a save.
Yeah, well, the pullback was a choked pullback, and then the same with the shot. Just never really, Danny Mackay didn't really get good contact on it, and it ended up in a fairly comfortable save for Laidlaw there.
Free kick given on that far side.
Game's become very sort of stop-start as the half's worn on. It's been punctuated by the whistle from the referee on so many occasions now. There's not been a great deal of flow. To begin with, it started pretty brightly for Livy, and they were okay, but after that, the game's just become very, very stop-start.
So the opportunity now for Ross County to send the ball in. Harmon stands over it. Danda stands there again. Livingston defend a couple of yards from the 18-yard box. Ball gets played in. Doesn't beat the first man being Scott Pittman. And it breaks back onto King. King then lays it off Mackay, and now Anderson will break and he'll push it out wide for Daniel Mackay. He's wide open if he can return it to him. He's sprinting through the middle. He tries to play it in. He's overcooked it, and Laidlaw takes his arm away, and it comes back out wide onto Kelly. The flag is up. It is going to be a goal kick. For listeners on medium wave, we can return you to the safe hands of Lee McLeod and Rory Loy. So it's going to be a goal kick. Interesting there, I mean, we're at the back of the stand, we're inside the Livingston half, so to speak. You could see the defenders all went towards Mackay, and Anderson was left through the middle. Just overcooked the cross a little bit, but from a defensive point of view, if you're Don Cowie, you're not happy with that.
No, it was a couple of seconds of players just ball watching and getting attracted towards it.
Devlin wins the ball, centre circle. Connor Randall turns, spins, lays the ball back. Trailing by 1-0, the only other goal in the Premiership. Milano Marcondes for Hibs, a free kick. They lead St Johnstone by 1-0. There's 3 goals in the Championship, they all belong to Queen's Park. But there has been a goal at Dunfermline, and the opportunity to go there. And Derek Ferguson is there.
Yeah, Paul, it's a goal for the home side. Eventually, it's been a torrid game so far, but yeah, it was a cross into the box, and captain Kyle Benedictus rising above everybody else to power home from about 6 yards out. So Inverness Caledonian Thistle, they've got their work cut out. It remains here at East End Park. Dunfermline 1, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 0.
Thanks, Derek. What a final day it could be in the Championship with Queen's Park and Inverness Cali Thistle battling to avoid that playoff place. As Derek just told you, Dunfermline leading by 1-0. Benedictus, 41 minutes. We'll get round all the grounds at half-time, as you would expect on Sports Sound. All the latest news as the ball gets played forward by George. Harmon gets the header, knocked out of play, played it off his opponent, though it's going to be a throw-in to Ross County. Ross County have scored 2 or more in 3 of the last 5 games. They have been on good goal-scoring form. The problem is they leak goals. The last clean sheet coming against Motherwell in December. They're battling for it. Fetty tries to find it. King loses out, though. Holt does well. On to Brandon. Brandon under pressure. Gets the ball forward. On to Anderson. Baldwin has to make the tackle, and Fetty has to drop back. Plays the ball right-footed back to his own goalkeeper. And Ross Laidlaw gets things moving again. Nottingham, though, wins that header. Although Anderson was clearly offside, so he doesn't even bother going after the ball. There's been another goal at McDermott Park for Alan Preston.
And it's gone to the wayside, 2-0 to Hibernian. It's a long throw in by Newell. Ricochets in the box, and it falls to Hanlon, who right-footed passes the ball into the corner of the net. Just before half-time, St Johnstone 0, Hibernian 2.
That was a very rare goal for Paul Hanlon. I think his first of the season.
You would think at half-time that the message would be getting put across to the Ross County players that, look, opportunity to get yourself out of the playoff spot here today. If they were able to, even if they pick up a draw, I think, you know, the goal difference would mean that they would maybe be out of the playoffs now with St Johnstone losing 2 goals there. So if they were to get a victory, they're straight out. If they get a draw, I think they'd be out on goal difference. So there's plenty to play for Ross County, and it's been a very flat performance so far.
It's not been great from them. Here's Devlin under a little bit of pressure, gets it away as it stands at the moment. St Johnstone 31 points minus 23, Ross County 30 points minus 25. So they would look to neutralise that, get things moving, but at the moment Livingston, it's actually, I mean, if you're Ross County, you probably would have wanted to play Livingston when they were down, if we presume they are going to go down. I mean, it's a big ask to try and win all 5 games, but St Johnstone will have their turn against Livingston. The flip side to that is, of course, a team that is down has got, you know, can play in a carefree manner should they wish. And Sims tries to gather down that far side. Ross County looking to finish the half strongly, but Michael Nottingham's done well. Starting now, 10 of the last 11, looking good in that right back position, pulling the ball away to the side. Gets the ball back in again, has to just push it away. Ross County trying to finish on the front foot here. Couple of minutes shown on the board by 4th official Callum Scott. George Harmon has it left hand side outside the box, driving towards the byline, gets the ball inside. Devlin just eases the ball away out of play on that far side. Livingston looking to lead, last relegated in season 2005-06 on 18 points. Back then they're on 18 this season. Sims has it, goes for the byline, does keep it in, but it's Brandon who plays the ball away. Back onto Baldwin. Baldwin lifts it into the middle again. Devlin gets it clear, but I think that will spiral out for a corner. But the referee decides there's no time to take it. He doesn't win friends with some of the Ross County players. Others trudge off. But it's been a first half in which Livingston started brightly. They got the goal after 12 minutes from Bruce Anderson. An error by Ryan Leake trying to get the header back to him. And a lovely loft by Bruce Anderson back into the net. He's back in the starting lineup. He's back on goal scoring form. And Livingston are ahead. Half time here in Livingston. Livingston 1, Ross County 0.
On digital radio,
FM,
online at BBC Sports Scotland,
your smart speaker,
and BBC Sounds.
This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
Scottish football lives here.
Join Craig Levine and me, Amy Irons, for the podcast that guides you through the cutthroat world of football management.
Sacked in the Morning is back with brand new episodes.
We have former QPR and Wycombe Wanderers gaffer Gareth Ainsworth.
When I became a manager, and Craig will know this, it consumes your life. I ended up dreaming about the team.
As long as you're dreaming about winning, Gareth.
The man between the sticks for legendary manager Brian Clough, Mark Crossley.
We won the game 2-1. Headlines the next day in the news of the world. Brian Clough, I am a football genius.
Don't you think you can dish out fashion advice, Mr. Levine? Slagging my boots.
No, it's the jeans. They need ironed.
Sacked in the Morning.
I love it.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. We're with you right through until 7 o'clock this evening from 5:30. Reactions from our pundits, managers and, of course, supporters. Let's get to Pittodrie and get the half-time report from Willie Miller. I'm not sure how long this one's going to be. Willie, Aberdeen against Motherwell.
Kenny, not very long. I think I had my excitement last weekend. There's been very little of it the first 45 minutes here at Pittodrie. Listen, nice enough, neat passing football, but very little happening in the box. I think it's about even in terms of possession. Very few shots and target. Stephen O'Donnell probably had the best opportunity. It was a narrow angle down the right-hand side, and he came in and he volleyed it, and Kilroos couldn't have seen it until late, but he managed to throw his leg out and block it. At the other end, Junior Hoylett had a curler from the left-hand side onto his right foot, tries to find the back post, but it drifts over that back post, and then it kind of drifted towards half-time. Two efforts, I would say, just before half-time. Dante Bolvara, a left foot strike from about 20 yards. It just whizzed over the top of the bar, and then Blair Spittle with a header. Should have done much better. Cross from the left-hand side. They met the header, couldn't get enough precision on it, couldn't get enough power on it. It was an easy take for Kilroos. So at half-time here, Kenny, at Pittodrie, not too much excitement, 0-0.
No, it's not been a classic there for Willie Miller at Pittodrie. Just a reminder, we have given you the goal, the commentary from Amon Vale. Livingston ahead against Ross County. We gave the game in Perth the big build-up before kick-off. St Johnstone at home to Hibs. What's happening there, Alan Preston?
They're still playing in the first half, Kenny. Hibs are leading by 2-0, and it's really easy for them. They took the lead in 6 minutes. Boyle was fouled 25 yards out, and there's Emiliano Marcondes with a brilliant free kick right in the top corner, giving Meathoff absolutely no chance. St Johnstone's one and only chance was a mistake by the Hibs back four. Sidibe found himself clean through, but Marshall was stood tall and managed to save. 10 minutes in, really quick break from Hibs. Marcondes to Melida, and his shot was brilliantly saved by Meathoff onto the bar away for a corner. Boyle should have made it 2-0 with 2 minutes before half-time. He ran fully 60 yards, one-on-one with Robertson, breezes by the defenders as if he's not even there, tries to dink Meathoff, but Meathoff managed to make the save. But it was 2-0 a minute before the 45 minutes was up. It's a long throw in from Newell. The ball ricochets into the box, finds Paul Hanlon, and he calmly side-footed the ball into the bottom corner to give Hibs a 2-0 lead. Only saving grace for St Johnstone is that scoreline at Amon Vale. Half-time score, St Johnstone 0, Hibs 2.
Yeah, Tom, we've been watching the games coming into the studio here. The big screen in front of us got that game from McDermott Park. Hibs very comfortable, but I would think for St Johnstone fans watching that first half, real concern for them.
Yeah, very, very flat, kind of nothing in their performance at all, apart from the chance for Sidibe, which he really should score. They've been totally outplayed. As Alan says, it's been very, very comfortable for Hibs. It's 2-0 going on a couple more. If it keeps going this way, St Johnstone are going to go down with a whimper.
Yeah, worrying times for Craig Levine and his St Johnstone team. Much better from Hibs this afternoon. Welcome back to listeners who have been tuned into the commentary from Rugby Park, Kilmarnock against Hearts. Let's get the half-time report from our commentary team there, Rory Loy and Liam McLeod.
Yeah, no goals in this one, of course. Hearts looking to seal third, Kilmarnock comfortable in fourth as well. Killie win this to go to within 8 points of Hearts, but you can't fathom the kind of collapse that saw Hearts lose third spot last season, albeit they're closer range to the end of the campaign this time, and it's the visitors who have 100% record here this season who've come closest. Vargas and Devlin have both hit the crossbar. Watkins has come closest for Kilmarnock with a header which went over the bar. It was an even game in the first 20 minutes, then for the next 20 it was pretty much dominance from Hearts. Those opportunities came along. The blow for them is Benny Beningame. He's been forced off injured towards the end of the first half there. It meant an extended stoppage time. Macaulay Tate's come on for him, so they'll hope that it's nothing serious, given that's a player that spent 12 months on the sidelines. But Hearts a better side, Rory, and they'll perhaps be a little bit annoyed that they've not gone in that narrow tunnel at the interval with a lead.
Yes, I think they'll be more than a little annoyed, because they've had the chances through Vargas, Devlin, Kent, some half chances for Shankland, which you almost expect him to take at times, and they'll know how tactically astute Derek McInnes is, so he'll sort the issues that they've had at half time. But Hearts have had more than enough chances to be at least one goal up in this half. I've been very impressed with them, but Kilmarnock, as they always are, difficult to score against, although Hearts should have done. So Stephen Naismith will be the happier of the two managers with how the game's panned out, but most certainly Derek McInnes will be on top of things for the second half to stop these deep runs from Cammy Devlin causing problems, I'm sure, Liam.
Kelly nil, Hearts nil.
Thanks to Rory and to Liam. Let's get a bit more detail from our other commentary match and hear from Michael Stewart and Paul Mitchell.
Whereas Livingston 1, Ross County 0, the opening goal coming after 12 minutes after a really bright start by the home side, who, as David Martindale has said, are looking to win 5 out of 5 in the bottom half of the table. Bruce Anderson, who had half a dozen goals against Ross County in his career for Livingston, made it 7. Ryan Leake with the error after a long ball through, trying to head it back to his goalkeeper Ross Laidlaw. It was caught short. Lovely finish by Bruce Anderson, lifted it up and over and into the net. Plenty of effort and plenty of endeavour for Livingston, but not too many other chances. George Sims had a chance as a short back pass allowed Ross County with their first chance of the match. It came after a Livingston error, but good goalkeeping by Shamal George came out very quickly. And Daniel Mackay, just 4 minutes from the break, had a chance. The ball a little bit behind him as he pulled the shot away. Wasn't enough power in it, and Ross Laidlaw was able to make the save. But Michael, I mean, it's been a good performance, certainly the first 20 minutes for the home side, and that's why they deserve their lead.
Yeah, they were the brighter team from the get-go, Livingston. And yes, I think it's a fair assessment that they've edged this first half. Really nice finish from Bruce Anderson from the terrible mistake from Leake. But yeah, the game's just started to become a little bit broken up with the referee blowing his whistle. A lot of free kicks, a lot of stoppages, and certainly for Ross County, they're going to have to do better in the second half if they look to get anything from this game, which, as we were talking about just before half-time, with the result at McDermott Park, there's a lot riding on this, with the potential for Ross County to get themselves out of the playoff spot this afternoon.
Well, they've won just 5 of the last 36 away games. They've lost the last 6, never lost 7 straight away in the top flight. They're on course to do so at the moment. Half-time here, Livingston 1, Ross County 0.
Thank you to Michael and to Paul. So the half-time scores in the Premiership: Aberdeen 0, Motherwell 0, Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 0, Livingston 1, Ross County 0, and St Johnstone 0, Hibs 2. Let's then get into the Championship. Some really important games there today. Let's go to East End Park, Dunfermline at home to Inverness Cally Thistle, and hear from Derek Ferguson.
Yeah, Kenny, should tell that to Inverness Cally Thistle. It's Dunfermline 1, Inverness Cally Thistle 0 at the moment. So much at stake, Kenny, for both sides. I expected so much more. At least the home side did register a couple of efforts on goal from Moffat and Kane in the first half hour to keep the fans' interest in. Those efforts were dealt easily from Ridgers and goals. Inverness Cally Thistle, they did eventually get an effort on target. That came in 35 minutes. A Carragher header tipped over the bar from about 10 yards out. As we limped towards the break, Kenny, thankfully we did have something to get excited about. Dunfermline's Allen with the cross from the right hand side, finding captain Kyle Benedictus to power home with the head from 8 yards out to take the lead. That coming in 41 minutes. So Inverness in a spot of bother at this time, I would suggest. So a lot of work to do. It remains here at East End Park. Dunfermline 1, Inverness Cally Thistle 0.
Thanks to Derek. They won't like what they're about to hear, those Inverness Cally Thistle fans. Let's get to Gayfield Arbroath against Queen's Park and hear from Chick Young.
Yeah, just to underline, Kenny, as we stand, Queen's Park have found salvation in terms of avoiding the playoffs. It will be Inverness unless they do something, as Derek's been saying, this afternoon against Dunfermline, because one game left for either of them. Queen's Park are at home to Airdrie on Friday, Inverness at home to Morton, but it's Arbroath who are being torn apart by Queens here this afternoon. The Glasgow side lead by 3-0. Fabulous volley from Dom Thomas after 16 minutes. Killian Sheridan had made it 2-0 as they tore apart Arbroath, and then Josh Scott 9 minutes before half time made it 3-0. Arbroath are a team absolutely in bits in terms of their season, in terms of the way they're playing. I think there'll be big changes under Jim McIntyre in the summer. We'll see what happens in term for them, but the sun is shining brightly on Queen's Park, 3-0 ahead, and they know they only have to match, as it stands, they only have to match what Inverness do at home against Morton on Friday night. They'll win this one, there's no doubt in my mind. 3-0 ahead.
Thank you to Chick Young. So Arbroath 0, Queen's Park 3, Dunfermline 1, Inverness Catley Thistle 0, Morton 0, Wraith Rovers 0, Partick Thistle 0, Ayr United 0. As Chick said, just looking at that championship table, Queen's Park 40 points, Inverness Catley Thistle 39 points. They are in that relegation playoff spot. In League 1 this afternoon, Alloa 0, Hamilton Accies 1, Annan Athletic 1, Falkirk 1, Edinburgh City 1, Stirling Albion 1, Kelty Hearts 0, Montrose 1, Queen of the South 2, Cove Rangers 0. So the impact that has, Falkirk of course runaway champions. The playoff spots, Hamilton Accies, Alloa and Montrose as things stand. Stirling Albion there in the playoff spot at the bottom of the table, 2 points behind Annan, who currently sit in 8th. And in League 2, could the great escape beyond for Ian McCall's Clyde? They're 1-0 up at home to East Fife at half-time. It's Dumbarton 1, Elgin City 2, Forfar Athletic 2, Stranraer 0, Spartans 1, Peterhead 1, Bonnyrigg Rose are a goal down away to Stenhousemuir. Steny being presented with the League 2 trophy this afternoon. So just looking at the playoffs at the bottom of the table, Stranraer, they are bottom, so they would go into that playoff as things stand against East Kilbride. Clyde safe, Bonnyrigg Rose safe, but of course things could change in the second half this afternoon, so stay tuned to Sports Sound for all the drama in England today. It finished at lunchtime. West Ham United 2, Liverpool 2, Fulham 0, Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0, Burnley 0, Newcastle United 1, Sheffield United 1, Wolves 1, Luton Town 0. 5:30 start, Everton at home to Brentford, and then a big game at 8 o'clock, Aston Villa, they are at home to Chelsea. So Tom, we had a fairly lively debate earlier on in terms of Hibs going very nicely indeed this afternoon. So a big second half ahead for Nick Montgomery, and the feeling probably is that the target is to finish top of the bottom half of the table. That's the minimum he'll need to do.
Yeah, that's what he has to do. You know, if he wins it with 5 wins, all the better. But he has to, and they've made a very good start. With first half, I thought they were dominant, 2-0, as I said earlier. They could have had 3 hit the crossbar with Melida. They could be 3 and 4. So this is a solid performance from them so far. But they have to keep it going. We know that Hibs have lost a lot of points from winning positions during the season. They can't do that today. I don't think they will. The Johnson don't look to have much about them at all. So this looks a very comfortable day for Hibs so far.
Yeah, we'll have reaction for you between 5 and 7 o'clock on Sports, and a choice of listening once again for commentary from Rugby Park, Kilmarnock against Hearts, tuned to BBC at Radio Scotland Digital, 810 medium wave, and BBC Radio Scotland Extra on BBC Sounds. For Livingston against Ross County, you'll find that on 92 to 95 FM and BBC Radio Scotland on BBC Sounds, and both are live online at bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland.
Football from Sports Sound.
Brilliant drop of the shoulder! From BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
Welcome back to Almond Vale. And it is Livingston who are yet to take the field of play. Ross County are out, the referee is out, and Livingston now trot onto the playing surface. A couple of changes made at half-time, unsurprisingly, by Ross County. Jordan White and Eamon Brophy, both players introduced to the action. They both currently lined up on that right-hand side as Ross County, all in navy, will come from right to left as we watch from the back of the main stand here. Home side leading by 1-0. First time they've led against Ross County this season. Ross County have scored the last 5 against Livy. Need to find a goal from somewhere, and that's why they brought on Messrs White, 6 goals this term, and Brophy 4 goals this term, to see if they can make things sparkle a little bit more at the right end of the field. Underway as the ball's gone out of play from the long ball forward, and Livingston will have a thrown in towards Devlin. Devlin steps away from White, lifts the ball forward. Conor Randall looked a little bit clumsy as Livingston get the ball away up over the halfway line. A chance for Daniel Mackay to run. He's going to run at Harmon. He stutter steps his way back, then clips it across, took a deflection, headed away by Baldwin. Yandanda then got the touch in Nottingham, scoops it wide. Kelly's waiting for it to come down, gets it out. Buffetti will pull it back onto Jason Holt. Holt gets it moving onto Pittman. Pittman now drops the ball down onto Brandon, and he gets it back to the halfway line where Devlin is waiting. Devlin pings it out wide. Buffetti though reads that. Holt comes in. Did he play it off Conor Randall? Yes, he did. It's going to be a throw-in on that far side. And again, bright start from Livingston.
Yeah, absolutely. Just what I was thinking there, Paul. It's a bright opening for the second half from Livingston. Very similar to obviously what happened in the opening stages of the game as well. So I'm just surprised. I'm expecting more from Ross County, especially with what's happening at McDermott Park. You would think that message would have been getting across, and just a little bit of a livelier approach from them.
Kelly plays the ball into the middle. It's Leak who gets it away from the penalty spot, sends it back from whence it came. Lafenti will get the ball away. So Hibs leading St Johnstone by 2-0. Ross County looking to get themselves at least level on points with St Johnstone. They do that with a draw.
And obviously they've made a number of changes here, Ross County, that you're expecting is going to bring about a little bit more of an attacking approach. The fact that Brophy and White are both on the park now, along with Murray, Danda. There's a lot of attacking players there that you'd expect that you're going to see a reaction from them here and try to get something from this game.
Long ball forward from Livingston. If he has to go back and chase it, can't play it back to his goalkeeper easily because Anderson has read the intention, so he's going to close down Laidlaw, who then beats Anderson. Always one of those moments when the goalkeeper tries to take on the forward. 9 times out of 10 it's fine. The 10th time the goalkeeper looks a tad foolish. That was 1 of 9. Nope. As the ball comes out to Harmon, halfway line. Ross County all in navy up against the home side. Traditional home colours. We did have a season or 2 wearing black at home. Here's the opportunity now for King to lay the ball back onto Leak. So Livingston and Amber as the ball gets played forward by Ross County. Baldwin nonchalantly forward towards Danda. Danda gathers, plays it back onto Conor Randall. Randall picks up, looks ahead, just lays the ball back out onto Baldwin. Baldwin now will launch it long. Obelai gets the header, hits it infield. Mackay waits for it, brings it down to his chest, but Harmon robbed him. But Devlin was in there, scoops the ball high into the air. Conor Randall into the centre circle, wins the header. It's headed back towards him by Brophy. Comes down onto Harmon. Harmon can send it wide onto Jan Danda. Danda now, there's 4 in the box for Ross County. Danda steps in, tries to shot himself. It's Devlin who gets it away on the edge of the 6-yard box. Back out towards Danda. Danda tries to gather, push it down the side for Harmon. Mackay tried to make the challenge. Nottingham 2. Nottingham does well. Plays that off Harmon. It's going to be a throw into Livingston deep inside their own territory.
It was better from Ross County. It ends up being a bit of a tame shot from Jan Danda, but a wee bit of an attacking intent there.
At the moment, It's not been a good afternoon for Ross County. I mentioned at half-time they've lost their last 6 away. Never lost 7 in a row in the top flight. They're coming close to it at the moment, trailing by 1-0. Ryan Leake gets the header back in towards Murray. Murray tries to break forward, but Obalai gets in there. He's grimacing and limping his way through. Fetty's dropped back, comes across, and it's King. King out wide, 10 yards inside his opponent's half. Plays it back onto Fetty to take a touch. Rolls the ball back onto Baldwin. Baldwin will gather. Now we're trying to send it forward onto that far side. Obalai goes in there, takes a touch, knocks it out of play. So the home team, George in goal. It's Nottingham, Devlin, Obalai, Kelly, Brandon, Siddick, Mackay, Holt, Kelly, Pittman, with Bruce Anderson the furthest forward. Throw in to come from Ross County. Jack Baldwin makes himself available for Maki Ifeti. Baldwin, long towering ball into the box. Goalkeeper comes and gathers fairly easily. He's going to go route one, spirals the ball slightly off to the right hand side. Mackay will chase. Ryan Leake gets underneath it and has to head it out of play. Well, decided to go for route one and it works.
Yeah, well, just a recognition that obviously Ross County had a lot of players in the attack. Jamal George recognising that there was space in behind them, playing the ball forward quickly, and he's managed to get Livy right up the park in Nottingham here. I think he's suggesting that Mikey Devlin should be picking it up to take the long shy.
He's decided that Devlin's going to stay back. I think that's because Obalai's struggling slightly as Nottingham throws the ball in. It's actually a decent one into Pittman. Pittman plays it back onto Stephen Kelly. Stephen Kelly works his way through. There's the 1-2 work. Just holding his balance. Great play from Anderson. Steps up, tries to curl the shot. Good block from George Harmon. Comes outside the box, back onto Mackay. Sends it infield and knocked away by Baldwin. It's not gone out of play yet. It has done so now. Callum Spence, the near side assistant referee, indicating it's a throw into Livingston. Willie Collum is our man in the middle. Douglas Ross on the far side. And here's the opportunity to get the throw again. It's Nottingham. Obalai this time has come forward. And Devlin in behind him. So Nottingham trying to line up where he wants the throw to go. Callum Spence inviting him to get a move on here. Nottingham steps back, throws in. It's a foul throw. He was well inside the field of play. It's knocked off a hand, and it's a penalty. Daniel Mackay clipped the ball in behind him. I think if Fetty came up off his hand, I think he was very, very close. Not sure he could get out the way, but Willie Collum was right in a very good position, looking right down at it, and he's pointed to the spot.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's, as you said, very close to the ball. His arms are pretty much at his side, but I don't know. Willie Collum's got a good view of it. I don't know whether his arm flicks out after it's been touched and Willie Collum's thinking that he's moved towards it. It'd be very interesting to see the guys in the studio get a replay of it, but I just think that when somebody's standing so close to the ball, his arms are at his side there. Certainly in first viewing from the angle we've got, it seems like a harsh call.
Well, it's interesting. You see Jordan White trying to indicate that it should be going to VAR review. Gavin Duncan is our VAR. Of course, everything is reviewed, it's looked at, but at the moment there's certainly no indication that Willie Collum is holding things up. He's just getting the penalty ready. So it's left-footed Sean Kelly, who last scored a penalty against Killie back in October. This for 2-0. Kelly steps up. Goalkeeper went the right way, but he had the pace. He had the power. He's got the goal. Livingston 2, Ross County 0.
Good penalty from Sean Kelly, right in at the corner. Ross Laidlaw's got no chance there. And it's a big reaction that's needed from Ross County now, because they've not been at it this afternoon. But I've got to say, there was no hanging about with VAR. There's a lot of been made about obviously how long things take. I suppose from that perspective it was good to see that it was quick, but I'm not convinced about the decision. As I said, it'd be good to see a replay of it, but certainly it seems a little bit harsh when somebody's standing so close and the ball's flicked.
Yep, but Willie Collum, I said it in commentary, was in a terrific position to see it, gave it very quickly. It would have been reviewed, and now there's going to be an opportunity for Livingston, who were 2-0 up at Hearts and lost by 4 goals to 2, but this is a different gravy here They lead at home by 2-0. Home form been terrible. Won 2-16 at home. Motherwell in October, St Mirren in February. Can they find a way to get all 3 points here? I think Mosangari's going to come on. I think Obalai's still struggling as the ball gets played away by Harmon. Harmon into Nottingham. Nottingham with a header. Drops it down. Ryan Leake gets the header away. Sliding in was Kelly. All he could do was give it away. I thought White was knocked down there. Referee decides to play on. Jordan White yells at him. Willie Collum is calm. And Livingston look to come forward again. Ball step forward almost into Anderson. Leake has to touch and turn and play the ball away. Here's Mackay. Mackay trying to go down the side. And it's knocked away by Ryan Leake. Nottingham goes in. That comes off the hand of Brophy. The referee didn't see it. We did. This would come back. Nottingham then takes down White. Play on, says the referee, as Brophy's on his way. Brophy then plays the ball across, but Murray can't get there. That would have been ruled out if it had gone in. I'm fairly sure of that.
Well, I'm not sure whether it would or not, but I mean, it sort of makes a mockery of the fact that the penalty was given when you see something like that wasn't.
Just one of these ones that ran up off the hand, clear handball. Unfortunately for the officials, they didn't spot it on that occasion. And Livingston being told to get a move on, leading by 2-0. Ross County trying to find a way forward. Simon Murray. Murray tries to play it into the box. Obalai gathers. Brilliant drag back by Obalai under pressure from Murray, and he'll get the free kick. That's the correct call. Murray caught him. It was brilliant play from the big defender. The little drag back. Got the ball out to the side, but he was caught as he got the ball away, and as it went to a Ross County player, referee Willie Collum says that it's going to be a free kick. Obalai down on the deck once more, and he might need a little bit of treatment. He will do. Gives me the chance to run you through the scorelines elsewhere. Willie Miller was thoroughly enjoying Aberdeen against Motherwell, one of the finest 0-0s Willie's seen up there in a while. Killie and Hearts 0-0. St Johnstone 0, Hibs 2. Paul Hanlon with the second. That was his first since May of last year. Marconde is getting a free kick in the first half, so St Johnstone trailing there. And in terms of the table, well, it's an interesting one down there at the bottom. St Johnstone currently in 10th, 31 points, minus 24. Ross County now 30 points, minus 26. Killie and Hearts are 0-0. And in the Scottish Championship, which will come to conclusion next Friday evening, are both 0. Queen's Park 3, Dunfermline Athletic 1, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 0. Cal Benedictus, the score sheet there. Morton 0, Wraith Rovers 0, Partick Thistle 0, Ayr United 0. Obalai is still down. Carson's getting ready to come on. Devlin's coming over to have a little word to see what's happening here. Brian Rice comes out in the technical area to greet the skipper and have a little chat to see what's going on. Carson certainly getting ready. They've certainly got options they can put. Moshe Gary's being called over as well. There's been a red card at Bataudry. We can get all the details from Willie Miller.
It is. It's a cross-field pass. I'm seeing a replay of it. At first I thought it was harsh, but you know, maybe with reflection, Craig Napier has got it right. It's Jack Vale that goes into Jack McKenzie. He's a little bit unsighted, not too sure where the ball is. It comes over his head. He goes for it with the right boot. Jack McKenzie comes in and maybe gets a little touch on the ball, but he goes through and he takes Jack McKenzie. The referee, no doubt whatsoever, red card out, and he shows Jack Vale his marching orders. Jack McKenzie get a little bit of treatment now, so Motherwell down to 10 men.
Thanks, Willie. Well, it's a shout for handball as Jordan White gets the ball away. Bodies going all over the place at the moment. It's Daniel Mackay going down to the turf. The referee is saying, hang on, it's a free kick. The change is going to be made. And Obalai, who's been down on the turf about 4 different times this afternoon, is currently walking his way round from behind the goal on the left-hand side. And it is Mohamed Sangari, the Liberian internationalist, that is coming onto the field of play. Livingston leading by 2-0. So Jack Vale's red for Motherwell. They've won the last 3 away in the Scottish Premiership. They're going to make it 4. They'll have to do it with 10 men as it stands. Anderson brilliantly away, taken down by King. The ball has come out onto Pittman. Pittman will gather. Referee allows play to continue. Getting a wee bit niggly out there. Gathered, picked up by Kelly. Kelly lays it off Holt chasing, trying to get the ball back. He does so from Nottingham, turns it down, looking for Mackay. Mackay holds just in front of us here. We're midway inside the Livingston half as things stand, as they gather, trying to move the ball forward as Livingston attack. Here's Mackay once more, pulls the ball back onto Nottingham. Livingston leading by 2 goals to 0. They've got the impetus, they've got the excitement at the moment, and can they see it out? Here's Mackay once more. Mackay takes the touch round the corner. Nottingham stayed forward, pulls the ball back onto Stephen Kelly. Kelly plays it forward. It's going to be too far that time. It's going to drift out of play. Remains 2-0. Here's Michael Stewart.
Well, they're popping about really nicely, Livingston. There was a couple of occasions in the first half, I think, it was straight back to that move that they had that started down the left back area in front of us here, and under real pressure, 1 and 2 touch, got past the pressure that was being put on by the Ross County players and got it out the other side, up high into the box, and Bruce Anderson went down looking for a penalty kick, and there again, they're really looking confident. It's not happened that often this season for Livingston, but certainly in this game they're looking good. I've just seen a replay of the handball, and incredibly, I think that might be the right call.
No, really?
Honestly, if Fetty comes out and it looks like he throws his arm out slightly towards the ball, and I know it's very close, but it does look like his arm is thrown out towards the ball, so I can actually understand. I wasn't sure whether it was just after the ball had hit it and that was what moved it out, but no, having seen the replay, I think it's the right call from the officials.
Anderson trying to come forward. Ball gets knocked out of play, and well, it's just kept in by Jan Danda there. I thought he was going to let it run out of play. It's out of play now. Chick Young has had a goal fest in Arbroath.
Indeed, I have. Feasting in the sunshine, Paul, and it's a feast for Queen's Park. They're now 4-0 ahead. First half goals from Thomas Sheridan and Josh Scott. Sean Welsh has just added a fourth to ensure Queen's Park all 3 points, and as we stand they only need match what Inverness Cali Thistle do against Morton when Queen's Park play Airdrie on Friday night. In that case they will be safe. Another free kick for them just outside the box to add to the tally, but I have to say that Arbroath look a weary, tattered and torn lot. 4-0 to the visitors.
Currently Dunfermline Athletic 1, Inverness Cali Thistle 0. Let's go up to Pittodrie, the latest from Willie Miller.
Yeah, Aberdeen take the lead. After Vale gets himself sent off, Garterman almost takes advantage of that with a resulting free kick. He doesn't make contact, but a corner kick is given and the ball is whipped in. Garterman makes a run to the near post, gets it on the forehead, flicks it towards the back post. It comes off that back post and nestles in the back of the net to give Aberdeen the lead here at Pittodrie.
Thanks, Willie. A couple of changes being made here. The Fetty and Harmon are being withdrawn. Reid and Brown are coming on. So Don Cowie, Michael, not holding back, trying to find a winning formula, winning recipe. It'll be interesting to see just how well Josh Reid can do off the bench for the 9th time this season. Ball thrown forward, knocked out of play. It's going to be a throw-in again. There's Livingston leading by 2 goals to 0. And certainly enjoying themselves so far. And there's the opportunity to throw that ball in. Stephen Garterman's 3rd goal of the season. As the Leeds Aberdeen beat 10-man Motherwell by 1-0. Nottingham throws in. Kelly tries to play it out wide. Reid gets the header away. Nottingham up against Danda. Danda took him down, and then Jason Holt coming into Jan Danda, who doesn't react to it. Willie Collum comes across, just diffuses the situation. It's a free kick. Nottingham on his knees, but he'll get up in a moment or two. There's a lot of changes, when you've got two new forwards on, you've arguably got 2 new defenders on, trying to rejig that midfield. I mean, can't really say Don Cowie's not trying to make something different happen here, Michael.
Yeah, he's trying to get something from the side, but they're 2-0 down. Goals coming at crucial stages in the game as well, and poor goals for them to have lost.
Kelly into the middle, that comes off the back of the substitute Mo Sangari, who has scored once this season. Scored the last time Livy scored 3 in the league. That was against Hibs in August. And on that occasion, he just got the ball on target, an easy save for Laidlaw. Immediately, Ross County get moving.
And I was just going to say, and obviously, because of those goals going in, you can just see that Livy have grown in confidence. They started the game brightly, and I think it just shows you the importance of doing that, because it just feels like Ross County have been playing catch-up the whole time, and the momentum's just been able to build for Livy with the goals that they've scored. Changes been made from Ross County, but they've never really had any fluidity or a sustained period of pressure in the game.
Football's an amazing thing, isn't it? When you watch the second half of the Ross County Rangers game, I mean, Ross County were running through Rangers, creating wonderful chances here. Livingston simply haven't given them that space.
Nope, he's not given them any. I mean, Ross County were very good against Rangers. Even in the first half, you know, obviously they were a bit wasteful with the chances they had, but they were creating a lot. Second half, they were ruthless. They were really efficient. But yeah, today has been lacklustre so far.
That's fair. Last time they got an away point was on this ground. That was back in January. Ross County, they trail by 2-0. They have a long throw from the edge of the box, won by Jordan White, headed away by Devlin from the 6-yard box. James Brown heads it back in. It's won by White, onto Danda. Danda into the middle. Sangari knocked it away. Comes down onto Holt. Holt plays it back onto Kelly. He scoops it up towards the halfway line, and it runs out of play for 20 minutes in the second half.
And having said all that, Paul, you still think, you know, as they get close to the box there, if they're able to get the next goal, then it really is game on. You know, things can change very quickly. As good as Livy have been and as poor as Ross County have, if Ross County managed to score a goal, then you can imagine it would be real momentum shifter, and be a bit of, well, you'd be expecting it would be wave after wave of attack as Ross County desperately go and try and get something out of the game.
Great sliding challenge by Ryan Leakey with us here on BBC Radio Scotland. We're live in Livingston. I'm Paul Mitchell, that's Michael Stewart. We've been joined by those on medium wave who will get you back to Rugby Park in a moment or two, as Bruce Anderson battling away for it, then takes down Baldwin. Baldwin goes down. It remains 2-0 here to Livingston. Aberdeen lead Motherwell by 1-0. St Johnstone 0, Hibs 2, and Kilmarnock and Hearts locked together at 0-0. In the Championship are both 0. Queen's Park 4, Dunfermline 1, Inverness Cally Thistle 0, and no goals. Morton Wraith Rovers, Partick Thistle against Ayr United. It's launched long by Ross Laidlaw. Laidlaw side can't find a way to win the ball. It comes out wide onto Brown. Brown scoops it round the corner, looking for Simon Murray. It's overplayed on that far side. Livingston leading by 2-0. Last season, all 4 games were won between these sides. And both teams won on each other's grounds, but so far it's the home team, Livingston, leading here by 2-0. Baldwin pushes it out wide onto Jan Danda, who's been almost everywhere. Danda trying to make something happen. He eases his way past 2 and then gets taken down by Jason Holt.
That's what they need. That's what they need, that little bit of drive.
Got it there. Now the ball comes across. Reid in the penalty area. Did Mackay take him down? There's one or two shout from the far side from the Ross County fans. The referee is just saying, hold on a moment, as that ball's gone out of play. It wasn't great defending.
No, we'll have a look. It's not a penalty kick, though. I don't think there's enough in it. But just that drive and run from Danda, it's the one that, you know, I was saying it in the first half, they just need something to ignite the performance, and could that be it? Just the drive and run. Drifts past 3 players, gets a quick free kick, plays it, ball into the box. Almost a close call for a penalty, but it's a wee bit of determination now from Ross County to try and make something happen that's been sorely lacking. And the problem is they're up against a Livy side who, their tails are up.
Oh, they're enjoying what they're playing at the moment. Here come the home side. Stepping the ball inside. Great run by Jason Holt up to the edge of the area. Holt takes a step, plays it out wide. Pittman is there, launches it. It's a little bit long. Mackay goes to try and keep it in. I think that ball went out, but the referee and assistant said no. The ball gets played back up to the edge of the box. Kelly, brilliant little 1-2, gets the shot away. It was almost turned in. Brilliant effort. Anderson sliding in at the back post, looking for it, just couldn't get on the end of it. The shot was off target, but it nearly turned into a cross.
It nearly did. Bruce Anderson sliding in around the back post area, couldn't get on the end of it, but a lovely little move there between Kelly and I think it was Jason Holt that he played the effective 1-2 with, and that's what was meaning. You know, Ross County got up the other end, they show like they maybe got something about them, but because of the way of the game, the dynamics that have already set in, Livy are right at it. So as soon as they get possession back, they're looking to break and looking to go and make things happen.
Conor Randall now in a midfield position with James Brown going in the wider area. Reid plays the ball on the inside. White, Brophy, Murray all up front. Danda trying to support as now Randall tries to pick out Simon Murray on the far side. Headed inside by Nottingham. Simon Murray picks it up. Lovely ball round the corner. There's the chance for Eamon Brophy. Brilliant covering tackle and the opportunity to clear the ball. It was excellent. And dropping back was Kelly. And now it's played up towards the halfway line. Anderson can't hold on. It was Sean Kelly. It's a brilliant tackle. Here's Conor Randall now. Tries to get the angle into the box, looking for Jordan White. White holds on to it, turns the ball back onto Jan Danda. Trailing by 2-0 are the visitors. Danda works it with King. Tries to get away again from Holt. Danda through the middle, plays it down, looking for Randall. Breaks the way of Jordan White, but again Livingston will gather. Now it's going to be a foot race. Ryan Leake is up against Bruce Anderson. Leake is going to try and let that ball run out of play, and he's done really well to do so. It's going to be a goal kick, but again, Ross County can't get that sustained bit of pressure.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously they're having to commit lots more bodies forward, so Livy looking to try to exploit the lack of defence on the counter-attack there, but the last attack there just felt as if Eamon Brophy could have been getting his strike away a little bit quicker. He just dallied a little bit too long and allowed the Livingston defender to get back in.
Here's King. King plays the ball through the middle. Into the box it goes on to Eamon Brophy. Closed down by Devlin. Corner kick, Ross County. It's the first of the game. They did win one at the end of the first half, but it wasn't actually awarded because the referee blew for half-time. We're still trying to repair the line at Rugby Park. It's still 0-0 there. Kilmarnock and Hearts going toe-to-toe. We'll restore that as soon as we possibly can. Aberdeen 1, Motherwell 0. St Johnstone 0, Hibs 2 here. Livingston, the bottom side, 18 points this season, looking to move on to 21. They lead by 2-0. Corner kick will come from the left-hand side from Jan Danda. Danda plays it in, the header from Brophy. Somehow that's kept out. George was there, and the referee is giving another corner kick. That's the indication. It might have been Kelly that was on the line as well.
Well, there's quite a few of the Ross County players that are claiming it's hit off a hand on the goal line here. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's very difficult. There's lots of bodies in the way. I couldn't tell. I don't know about you, Paul, but I certainly no. It's been waved on. I couldn't see.
Yeah, it was Kelly on the post. I think it came off George onto Kelly. It's the far end as we watch. The appeals were there, but some of them were just tinged with desperation. Here's the opportunity for Jan Danda again. From the left-hand side, swings it in. Good solid header away. Breaks out to Eli King. King closed down by Holt. Got the initial header away. Chip back into the middle, and George comes there ahead of Jordan White. Grabs the ball. He's in no hurry. And you can see everybody on the Livy bench saying, calm down. Just hold on to the ball. You don't need to get it moving. And George is taking that to heart. And he'll get ready to play it away. This is the 5th Scottish Premiership season that these sides have shared. They played 7 times at Livingston. Livy have won 4 of them. Ross County have only won on this ground once in the top flight. They're trailing by 2-0. Willie Collum got in the way there. Livingston had the ball and they've worked it down the side. Opportunity. Anderson looks for the ball to be delivered to him in the middle. It's a great ball across, and Reid has to take it away before Mackay could get it right in the middle of the 6-yard box. Laidlaw was frozen. He had to stay back on his line. Great defending on that occasion, Josh Reid. Now the ball gets played through. Here's Mackay. Mackay taking too long at the edge of the area inside the D. And Jan Danda comes back, robs him, plays it back to his goalkeeper, who scoops the ball back onto Jan Danda. Danda looks ahead, launches it long. That should be played by Kelly. Kelly's giving it away though. The edge of the box, Murray's there. He just can't shape to shoot. He'll play the ball forward onto Brophy. Brophy, I thought, was taken down by Brandon. Must have got the ball. And then an outrageous dummy by Devlin. Well, Brophy slowly picks himself back up. Great action there, Michael.
Yeah, it was. I'm not sure why Shamal George was coming out, because it was never going to come through to him.
Here comes Jason Holt, plays it out wide onto Mackay. Mackay into the middle, just launches it too long. Bruce Anderson had taken up a position at the back post. I know Teddy Yengi's been playing, and I know he's obviously suspended today, but Bruce Anderson spent an awful lot of time coming off the bench this season, and when you watch him this afternoon, you do wonder why. Opportunity for Ryan Leake to move the ball from the back. Here's Eli King. 2-0, the home side lead. Ross County trying to find a way through. Miserable on their travels this season, just 8 points. Launch long into the box. Here's Brophy, turned away by Devlin. The flag is up. The offside decision is given. Brophy just coming through a little bit too early. Another change is going to be made. That's Brandon Keller is getting ready to come on, and it's Connor Randall who'll go off. So all 5 substitutes have been employed this afternoon by Don Cowie. It's yet to make an impact, in time slipping away. 15.5 minutes still to play. And Shamal George gets ready to play it across. Aberdeen Motherwell 0, Livingston 2, Ross County 0, St Johnstone 0, Hibs 2. And the game our medium wave listeners are going back to Kilmarnock and Hearts is 0-0. Here's the opportunity for Shamal George. George plays the ball forward. Little flick on that time by Mackay. Anderson chases after it. Leake gets it away. Picked up by Stephen Kelly. Kelly scored in 2 games this season, doubles in both, Cove and Hearts. As the ball gets played forward, Reid tries to get the ball away, and Holt will have to return it. Doesn't want to, but will return it. And the opportunity to get the throw in. Still lots of yards, shall we say. Not made too much difference. And as the ball comes back, it's again played up by Kelly. Kelly gets it down. Now they header on by Devlin. And sent across. And Livingston repelling all that's been thrown at them so far. As Keller gets his first meaningful touch in the midfield. Just a straight replacement for where Connor Randall was playing. Forward onto James Brown. James Brown back inside the own half onto Baldwin. Here's Jan Danda. Danda plays the ball back onto King. Ross County right to left as we watch. Trailing by 2-0. Ball gets played back. Again from Danda. Danda looks ahead, but he's going to be closed down, so he has to turn and play it to Baldwin again. Baldwin will have to go long this time, pings it down the side. Kelly's made a good run. Kelly comes across to try and block him. Kelly's outside the box on that right-hand side, pulls it back onto James Brown. It's a great ball in, headed high in the air by Nottingham, down by Murray. Murray pulls it back. There's Brophy with a shot, deflected corner kick.
What a brilliant ball in from James Brown. Laid back to him so that he could go and hit it first time. Keller just nicely waited late off for James Brown. He whipped it in. Unfortunately for Ross County, it was probably about a foot too high for Jordan White, who you really would have been wanting to go and attack it.
So the opportunity again for Jan Danda to swing the ball in. Danda sends it deep and it's headed behind. That comes off Baldwin. There's been a goal at Dunfermline. What a big moment in this championship this could be. Derek Ferguson.
Certainly is, Paul, and it's an equaliser for Cali. I tell you what, the defending so poor from Dunfermline, and it's Pepple, the substitution. You know, he just gets his leg in between the defender and the goalkeeper and just prods it home. So they have been pushing. They've been putting plenty of balls into the back, into the box, but they've got their rewards. They've got the equaliser. It's Dunfermline 1, Inverness Cali Thistle 1.
Thanks, Derek. So Queen's Park winning. They're on 40 points. Inverness Cali Thistle will be on 39. And as the ball gets played forward, here's Reid. Reid blocked. Gets it on to King. King sends it long. Brandon watches it drop over his shoulder. He's under pressure from Evan Brophy, but Jamin Brandon does really well. Good touch. Looks up. Doesn't want to get rid of it, clear it. And now it gets sent long down. And Ryan Leake wants his goalkeeper to come for it. He didn't come for it. He has to stop at the edge of the box. Turn, play the ball away. Eli King will knock it back inside. There's been another goal at Gayfield. Another chance to engage with Chick Young.
Yeah, Paul, it's Queen's Park scored the 5th goal. Arbroath are all over the place, but it's Don Thomas again with a magnificent strike, curling into the corner. A great line in that, actually, away down to the left-hand side there. I'll have to say that Queen's Park all over them. Arbroath in total disarray. All 3 points heading back to the south side of Glasgow. It is, at the moment, miserable Arbroath 0, Queen's Park 5.
Getting a little bit tetchy here, Chick. Keller, who obviously as an Arbroath fans very upset with the news that's coming through, decided to try and take that out on Kelly and Brandon. The referee runs over and says, come on, enough of that. No yellow cards in this one. Willie Collins kept the cards in the pocket, but it's going to be a free kick for Ross County. Keller is now going to come over and be spoken to by Willie Collins, who was less than impressed at the reaction. The young man wishing to under-17 international player, just 19 years old. Willie Collum just asking him for Cam. It remains Livingston 2, Ross County 0. Great action here on BBC Radio Scotland. As you would expect, Danda plays the ball in, good solid header away. Mikey Devlin's had a terrific afternoon at the back, although Eyes had to go off injured, but he's taken up the mantle there as the number 1 central defender. Just heads that ball out of play. It's another corner for the visitors. The corner kick tally rises, but their score sheet remains blank. Again, it's Jan Danda who gets ready to take it. Danda looks ahead, curls the ball in, great header away. Sangari gets touched on, but it was Nottingham who got back first to turn the ball away. It was really excellent stuff just to get the header on it. And now another ball on the angle. It's Sangari that time who goes up to get the header. He's clashed heads there with Josh Reid. Both players are down and both players will require some treatment and they'll be called over. Is it one of these games, Michael, if Ross County get one, they would go on and push and get a second?
Well, I mean, they're pushing at the moment, but there's just... I mean, the whole game just feels as if it's been lacking from Ross County. And, you know, you mentioned before, Donker, he's made all his changes that are possible. He's trying to, you know, find something that's going to stick for them in this game. But, I mean, I would say the last 15 minutes or so have been better from them. There's been a wee bit more urgency about it, but you know, until they get that first goal, it's just going to feel like it's all in vain. I do think that if they were, you know, to get the the next goal in this game, then it would make for a wonderful finish to it, and it would really test Livingston and see what they're made of, if they're able to hang on and keep the 3 points or not. But up until this point, it's all just lacking from Ross County.
It's been another goal in Perth. Or St Johnstone back in it, or Hibs out of sight? Here's Alan Preston.
Hibs out of sight, Paul. Brilliant finish by the substitute Dylan Vente. The ball's played through and he takes it on the half volley and smashes it by Mitov. Hibs should be miles ahead. This game is so one-sided. It's true. St Johnstone 0, Hibs 3.
Thanks, Alan. That was the remix version of Alan Preston. Sounded good. 3-0 to Hibs. Biggest win of the afternoon. Aberdeen 1, Motherwell 0. Stephen Gardaman, the goal scorer there. Motherwell down to 10. Jack Vale sent off. Killian Hart still 0-0. Treatment still being given out there. So it's Arbroath 0, Queen's Park 5, Dunfermline Athletic 1, Inverness Cali Thistle 1, Greenock Morton and Wraith Rovers 0-0, Partick Thistle, Ayr United 0-0. All the action to come tomorrow. You'll hear St Mirren against Rangers. You'll hear Dundee against Celtic as the focus goes back to the top of the table. And change being made. David Carson is about to come on here, and Daniel Mackay is being withdrawn. And that's clearly a winger for a midfield player. And the referee has spotted it and he's saying to Daniel Mackay, off you go. There's the free kick. Has been awarded outside the box. James Brown's getting ready to take it. Daniel Mackay's been a terrific shift here this afternoon. Getting lots and lots of applause for the home fans all around us here. And he now decides to slow down to milk the applause, to take a few extra seconds off the clock. And David Carson off the bench for just the second time as a Livy player. Handshake from the manager for Mackay. And Carson's first job will be to do some defensive work. There's a free kick outside the box, 5 yards just to the right hand side. Ball played into the middle again. Nottingham with a solid header away. And again, Kelly does well to send the ball forward. Stephen Kelly, that is. Anderson almost closed down Jack Baldwin. Baldwin sends it on the angle. Nottingham heads it outside of his own box. And then tracking back in there once more is Stephen Kelly. Kelly doesn't rush it. Holds on, plays it to Brandon. Brandon back to Kelly. Kelly slides down to win it and then gets the ball through. But his challenge was from behind. He was endangering his opponent. He did win the ball, but that is a free kick. And Willie Collum very calmly stands and gives it.
Yeah, I think it's probably just about the right call as well. Ross County have got to make one of these opportunities count. Danda here with the free kick, able to throw it into the box. They've got plenty of height and plenty of aerial threat. They've got to try and make sure they can get one of them on it.
Danda stands over the ball, delivers, whips it in up to the edge of the area. Good header away again by Nottingham. Comes out to Brown. Brown lays it across. Kayla into the middle. The head flick from Jordan White's well wide. Came pinging in at him. He was trying to run to take up position. And from the edge of the box, he sends it wide. Time leaking away from a Ross County perspective. Just 6 minutes to play. And at the moment, it's Livingston who are going to pick up win number 4 of the season. Scoring twice so far. They scored just 22 goals in 33 games coming into today. And at the moment, they're looking to try and find a way to add a third just to put the game completely beyond Ross County and make them feel a little bit more comfortable. Long ball from George, headed out of play by Reid. It's going to be a throw in front of the technical area. Yandanda offers it to any Livingston player. Nottingham taking his time, being told to hurry up by the 4th official. And now the throw will come in from Nottingham. Nottingham looks ahead to see what his options are. Nearly fell over as he threw that. Gets the ball down the side, trying to get into Bruce Anderson, who got the goal scoring started. The second goal coming from the penalty spot from Sean Kelly. Sliding in as Sangari to turn the ball from the halfway line all the way behind. What Livingston don't want to do here, Michael, is invite Ross County onto them. They've still got to play here.
Absolutely. And so far, give them credit because they're 2-0 up. Ross County have been better, but they've been able to repel anything that's been thrown at them so far. But you're right, they don't want to just end up sitting on top of the edge of their box and inviting that pressure.
Opportunity now up at the edge of the area for Ross County, trying to gather. Danda will play it out wide, on to Reid. Josh Reid drops the ball back onto Yandanda. Danda back round the corner on for Kelly. He's going to try and get the shot away. Too many bodies there. Came off Devlin, breaks outside the area. King has it out wide onto James Brown. Brown with a cross into middle. Devlin headed the ball away. It's a shout for handball, but I think it would have been against Ross County. David Burndale can't believe what he's watching at the moment as Reid goes down under Carson, somehow manages to hold on, and the referee's going to give it for the first free kick, not the second, because Reid then came through. He had the foul on that time on Jason Holt, but the referee was trying to play some sort of advantage, and it's another free kick.
Well, this one's closer to the goal. Could it be close enough for Danda to have a strike potentially? We'll wait and see.
One of Livingston's 3 wins this season, one against Hibs, one against St Mirren, one against Motherwell. The one against Motherwell came at home. Anderson and Kelly from the penalty spot. One of the scorers. Now here's the opportunity. 25 yards from goal, left hand side. Yandanda whips it in. George goes down and makes the save at his post. Good skill from the young man from Birmingham, and it's a good save as well from Shamal George, going down, making sure nothing was getting past him there.
Yeah, that's a good save because he's got his hands on it, held it, no fumbles, because there was a few attackers that were ready to pounce.
George doing well, making the save. It's away by Reid. Now the ball comes down onto Kelly. Kelly around the corner it goes. Ryan Leake plays the ball away. Breaks down to Kelly. Kelly opens it up, but Brown will have to chase over the halfway line to gather. Sangari goes to meet him. So he plays the ball down the side looking for Murray. It's turned away by Sean Kelly. And Kelly just knocked that ball out of play. Only away success this season for Ross County came at Kilmarnock in September. 1-0 win. Now it's played away by King. King gets it out wide onto Murray. Brown gets the ball into the middle. Devlin again wins the header to send the ball away. There is lots of life in Livingston yet. They'll move on to 21 points. Ross County will stay on 30 if things stay as they are. Kayla sends it out onto Brown. Brown back inside onto King. King looking to make a run. He's going on the overlap. He'll get the ball back. He's trying to get past Jamie Brandon. Brandon sticking to him well. Pulled back again by Murray. Murray to King. Finds Brandon. Brandon's almost occupying his shadow as the ball gets back onto Brown. Brown has to pull it back all the way back onto Baldwin. 30 yards from goal. Plays the ball into the box. Brown had made the run. It's knocked away. Brandon got the header on and then gets the better of Baldwin. And now it's 2-on-1 as it stands. Brandon going through. He's been told to play it by Anderson. Baldwin seems to take him down. But Baldwin managed to get back and make a touch on the ball. Anderson wanted it played earlier than Brandon was prepared to play it. Should he have sent it early?
Yeah, probably. He just ran out of legs, trying to get forward.
Ball comes back inside. Kayla looking for it. 2-0 here. for Livingston. Here's the opportunity for Danda. Danda drops it out wide, comes back inside, onto Baldwin. Time ticking away here. 44 minutes on the clock. There will be some stoppage time to be played, but at the moment Livingston are holding on to the Scottish Premiership status. Kayla into the middle, hooked up high, White chasing after it, breaks off Kelly. Murray will send it out wide onto Brown. Brown inside the box, clips it back in. There's no takers. It comes back again. There's Reid with the shot. It's blocked again. Breaks to the edge of the area. Murray plays it back in. There's just no way at the moment Ross County can find a way past this Livingston back line. Everybody back by Anderson. Lovely touch by Kelly. He went on the inside, then on the outside, and somehow got his shot blocked, and his offside flag up. I thought it opened up for him.
It did. It was a lovely take from Kayla, and then he looked like he had an opening, and he cut back in on his right foot and still had the space. He has the strike, and I think it came off of Jordan White, his own striker, who was in an offside position, hence why the flag's gone up there. It's just all a little too late for Ross County. They've been pressurising and pushing, but the 7 minutes injury time goes up, and you could hear the home crowd in unison.
The groan was incredible, and I think it was led by David Martindale. Ball back onto Baldwin. We're into those 7 minutes now. Well, anything can happen as the ball gets played back. It's onto Brown. Just even on the field, you look across as the Ross County playing. It's like 7 minutes, still got a chance. Livingston, you might think, oh no, 7 minutes to go. The legs weary. Can they see this one out? Danda onto Kayla. Reid back inside onto Kayla. Midway inside his opponent's half. Sent it forward. Brophy slipped, was able to get back up. Twist back on the inside, gets the shot away, and George with a save. Turns the ball behind. Eamon Brophy, 20 yards. It was low, it had venom, and George got down to turn it behind.
I don't know if it took a nick off in Nottingham as well as it went through his legs, but certainly the goalkeeper had to make the save.
Corner's been taken quickly. It's away by Singari. Breaks back to Kayla. Kayla gets it in. Carson gets it away. Anderson has it midway inside his own half. He's robbed up. Here's the opportunity for King. King lays the ball out wide. Onto Brophy. Brophy there, trying to find a goal. He'd set up a real grandstand finish. Tries the Cruyff turn, but Cruyff didn't have Mo Singari standing behind him. Singari goes through. He loses out to Ryan Leake. Singari goes down. Leake won the ball fairly. It's with Kayla inside the area. Tries to get past Brandon. Brandon does well. He nips the ball away from him and plays it out wide onto Stephen Kelly. Kelly trying to come down the line, trying to protect the ball. He's gone past two brilliantly. Now he faces up. Anderson was offside. That forced Kelly inside. He loses out to Baldwin. The ball back with Danda. Danda sends it down the line onto Eamon Brophy. Eamon Brophy's outside the box, left hand side, driving into the box, gets the ball across. That's a waste. It goes behind. Eamon Brophy's better than that, and he knows it.
Yeah, very poor, wasn't it? And even when he picked up, he had loads of space in front of him, but he just looked a little bit apprehensive, wasn't sure what he was wanting to do. Instead of just attacking the defender and pushing him into the box where he really doesn't want to be on the back foot as well, he just was a little bit too ponderous, and then slashes it with his left foot and sticks it behind for a by kick.
The opportunity for George to send it forward. David Martindale roars to his side to keep on going. Aberdeen 1, Motherwell 0. No goals. Killy Hearts. St Johnstone 0. Hibs 3. That all in the Premiership. Arbroath 0. Queen's Park 5. Dunfermline Cali Thistle 1 apiece. It's full time. Partick Thistle Ayr United 0-0. And stoppage time at the tail of the bank. Morton and Wraith Rovers 0-0. Here comes Baldwin. Baldwin plays it out wide. On to Brown. Brown sends it round the corner. No lack of effort from Ross County today as Baldwin has come forward, certainly in the second half, but he can't keep the ball in. It's going to be a goal kick, and Livingston are hoping to see this one out. Livingston's next fixture at Motherwell, then they're home to St Johnstone, and Aberdeen home to Hibs. As the goal kick gets prepared for Ross County. 3 of the last 4 at home to Hibs and Motherwell, and that's St Johnstone and home to Aberdeen. At the moment, I think they'll make a final change. I think Tommy Sharp will come on for his debut. As the ball gets played long, right down the middle, Baldwin wins the header. Back over the halfway line. Murray, I thought, had a little nudge on Sangari, but he's got away with it. And now Murray comes down. There's the most cynical challenge of the afternoon. Carson takes him down, gets the yellow card, first yellow of the afternoon. We were in great vantage position to see that. It was always going to be that Simon Murray was not going to be allowed to continue that run.
No, he wasn't letting him drive into the box.
Yeah, you'd have to call that a good yellow card. There's no other phrase for it. Good from a Livingston point of view. You take that rather than Simon Murray rampage into your area. So Jan Danda has the free kick. Sharp preparing to come on in stoppage time. Danda trying to get the movement he's looking for. He's played 4 of the recommended 7 minutes so far. Danda plays the ball up and in. Kayla goes in, but can't get the shot on target. Edge of the 6-yard box, opened up the left foot and pushed it wide. It remains Livingston 2, Ross County 0.
That was a good opportunity. He's round the back there, Kayla, and just not able to get good enough contact on it, and sticks it behind.
Change coming here. Sharp on for Anderson, but there's been another goal in McDermott Park. Alan Preston.
And it's for St Johnstone, and it's Kimpioka with the goal. It's a really good piece of play. Ball comes to the back post. Robinson smashes it across, and there's Kimpioka from about 6 yards out, putting the ball into the back of the net. Still all Hibs lead by 3 goals to 1.
Thanks, Alan. We're at the stage of the season, you just never know goal difference and all that, so always vital as Bruce Anderson comes off, gets a hug, and Tommy Sharp comes on for his debut, 20-year-old, and come right through the middle. And the opportunity now for the ball to come towards him. Stephen Kelly saying to Shamal George, this is where I want it. It's been delivered towards him. Sharp tries to go up, lose out to Leak, and Danda can't send it round the corner. He knocks it out of play, and Livingston are going to have a throw. Well, it's been a miserable time for Ross County on the road. This will be their 24th defeat in 37 away matches in the league. Here's the opportunity for Nottingham to send it down the side. Spiralling ball. Sharp is having his jersey held, and it gets won by Kelly. Ball breaks behind Leak. Leak has to take a touch. It's being closed down by Sharp. All he can do is turn it out of play. Livingston inside the final minute of the time recommended. It's finished at Morton 0-0 Wraith Rovers. It's finished Arbroath 0, Queen's Park 5. Aberdeen still lead by 1-0. Throw in by Nottingham. Nottingham plays it into Kelly. Kelly sends the ball across. He was trying to just knock it off Josh Reid, but it wasn't to be. And Laidlaw comes and rushes to try and pop the ball down to get things moving. Has to go route 1 here. Still playing at East End Park, Dunfermline, Inverness, Cally Thistle 1 apiece. Opportunity for Baldwin to get things moving. Baldwin sends it forward, headed away. Danda loses out onto Pittman. Devlin wins the header. Little cushion ball down. Jason Holt gathers. Holt taken down by Eli King. And I think, Michael, that might do it. And it's going to be a rare celebration for Livingston at home. Haven't won here since October in the league.
Yep, well, they've deserved it. Ross County, as I said just before, they're too little too late. They've not been able to fashion a clear-cut opportunity and get it past Shamal George, and for a large chunk of the game up until this spell, Livingston were the side that were in the ascendancy.
Shamal George prepares to send it forward. The referee's already had a little look at his watch, and he decides it is all over. Well, this is not the day that Livingston are going down. They've done enough against Ross County. They move on to 21 points. Ross County remains stuck on 30. It would still take a miracle. In fact, it would take a series of miracles, but there's still a little bit of life left in Livingston so far. Livingston the victors here this afternoon. It's finished Livingston 2, Ross County 0.
On digital radio.